Hello everyone, myself Nikhil. Today I am discussing about the art and its mechanism. Introduction to the art. The art is a visual organ in the human body. It is responsible of pumping deoxygenated blood out the body. The art is located in the chest between the lungs. We can see the art sketch diagram. The heart is a visual organ in the human body. It is responsible for pumping oxygenated blood throughout the body. The heart is located in the chest between the lungs. You can see in the image. Anatomy of the heart. We can see the picture of the anatomy of the heart. It is present of right atrium and left atrium and aorta and as in a super vena cava and right pulmonary arteria and left pulmonary arteria, left pulmonary veins and right pulmonary veins, focus or vocals and as in a left ventricle and right ventricle and cardiac ventricles as in a super vena cava. The heart is composed of four chambers, two arteries and two ventricles. The right side of the heart receives the deoxygenated blood from the body and pumps it to the lungs. The left side of the heart receives the oxygenated blood from the lungs and pumps it to the body. The heart is composed of four chambers. We can see in the two arteria and right atrium and left atrium and two ventricles as right ventricle and left ventricle. The heart is receives the deoxygenated blood from the body and pumps it to the lungs. The left side of the artery receives the oxygenated blood from the left side of the heart receives the oxygenated blood from the lungs and pumps it to the body. Blood flow through the heart. Deoxygenated blood enters the right atrium through the superior vena and infect to the vena cava. The right atrium contracts the pushing the blood into the right ventricle. The right ventricle contracts the pumping the blood into the pulmonary artery which leads to the lungs. We can see in the image the pulmonary artery and superior vena cava. The deoxygenated blood enters the right atrium through the superior and inferior vena cava. The right atrium contract the pushing the blood into the right ventricle. The right ventricle contract the pumping the blood into the pulmonary artery which leads to the lungs. Pulmonary circulation. In the lungs, deoxygenated blood pick up the oxygen and release the carbon dioxide. The lungs deoxygenated blood pick up the oxygen and release the carbon dioxide. The oxygenated blood returns to the heart through the pulmonary veins. The pulmonary veins empty into the left atrium. The oxygenated blood returns to the heart through the pulmonary veins. We can see in the image the pulmonary circulations. Systemic circulation. Oxygenated blood from the left atrium passes through the left ventricle. The left ventricle contracts the pumping the blood into the aorta. The aorta branches out into smaller arteries, developing the oxygenated blood to all the parts of body. We can see the superior vena cava, pulmonary artery, and the pulmonary veins and right atrium and right ventricles and inferior vena cava and pulmonary artery capillary of left lung, pulmonary veins and left atrium and left ventricles and aorta and the systemic of circulation. The oxygenated blood from the heart left atrium pass through the left ventricle. The left ventricle contract pumping the blood into the aorta. The aorta branches out into the smaller artery, developing the oxygenated blood to all the parts of body. Art values. The art has four values as an implementary material and aorta. The values presents the backflow of blood and ensures one-way flow. The opening, the closing of values produce the characteristics art sounds dubbed out. Electrical conduction of art. The art has a specialized conduction system that controls its the seniors of node initials the electrical impulse. The impulse travels to the aortoventricular node and then to the ventricles, causing them to contact. Cardiac cycle. The cardiac cycle consists of contraction and relaxation phase. During the contraction, blood is injected from the heart chamber. During the relaxation, the chambers refill with blood. Heart rate and regulations. The heart rate is regulated by the anatomy nearest system. Systemic solution increases the heart rate, which presses the stimulation decreases it. The hormones such as decline can also influence heart rate. Conclusion. The heart is a remarkable organ that continuously pumps blood to sustain life. Understanding the mechanism of heart helps in diagnosing and tracking various cardiologic diseases. Taking care of our heart through a healthy lifestyle is essential for overall well-being. Thank you. Like and share.